What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a $45,000 wholesale deal I did in California. That being said, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. A good percentage of my viewers are not subscribing, but they're watching the videos. I'll pop the analytics up right now, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so that's right. Today we're going to be talking about a $45,000 California wholesale deal I recently did. This closed last Monday. Now first, let's talk a little bit about the California market. The California market for wholesaling real estate is tough, right? It's a really competitive market, and the population there, the people there, the customers you're going to be working with there are more sophisticated. So it's harder to get deals locked up at a good price because the homeowners are more sophisticated, and also there's just a lot of competition. But that being said, when you do get a deal in Cali, it's a really big deal. Pretty much all the Cali deals that I've ever done are no less than $50,000. We've made more than $50,000 pretty much on every single Cali deal. That being said, certain marketing channels in California don't work as well, and one of those is cold calling. And that's because the homeowners are more sophisticated, so they think cold calling is kind of like a scam, even though it's not. And so cold calling marketing doesn't work as well in California. And we pretty much only do cold calling marketing in California, but we don't do that much of it. But that's why we don't get that many California deals, because cold calling marketing isn't the best marketing channel for California. But it still works, and every single deal we get from California from cold calling is a big deal, so it's still worth it. So that's right, we got this deal from cold calling marketing. We were calling a high equity list in California, and we spoke to this seller in Lakeside, California that wanted to sell his property because he was moving across the country back to his family. It was a perfect reason for him to want to sell the property, and also the property needed updating, right? It was really outdated, so it wasn't great to put the house on the market. He would have had to clean up the property and do a good amount of work to it for it to be market ready. So it made sense for him to sell the property as is for cash to an investor like us. So after we got on the phone with him and we figured out exactly why he wanted to sell and the condition of the property, how it was outdated, and then we figured out how much money he wanted for the property. So now we tried figuring out how much he wanted for the property, and this was one of those sellers that doesn't want to give you their asking price. And you know, the first person that gives a number loses. So I highly recommend that in every phone call you have with a homeowner, you try at least 3 times to pull out their asking price, to pull out a number from them first. So that's what we did. We tried multiple times in the call to pull out his asking price, and we were finally able to pull out his asking price, and he wanted $480,000 for the property. Now, as you know, everybody has a number that they want for something, but they also have a number that they will take and be content with, right? In every negotiation, if both people walk away happy, that never happens, right? In a negotiation, it never happens when both people walk away happy. What happens in negotiation when a negotiation goes well the way it's supposed to, both parties walk away content. And so that's what we did. We negotiated because that $480,000 price that he wanted was not the price that he would be willing to take. So we were able to negotiate down and get him to sell us the property for $460,000. So we got him to sign a contract for $460,000, and boom, we had the deal under contract, and we sent that contract to title. The next thing we did was we had him send us pictures of the property. Now this took a while because he was a pretty, older guy, and he wasn't great using his phone, so we kind of had to walk him through how to take pictures of the property and send them to us, so that way we didn't have to pay to send somebody out there to take pictures of the property, or we didn't have to go out there to take pictures of the property. So we finally got the seller after like 2 weeks of trying to get pictures. His daughter actually had to come by to the property, and she's the one that sent us pictures of it. So it was a little bit of a challenge to get pictures of the property without sending someone out there. But eventually we were able to get those photos. So now that we had those photos, we had everything we needed to market the property. And so we started creating our listing in order to market this deal to cash buyers. And so we, wrote out a simple template, how big the house is, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what the condition is, any updates or any good things to know about the property, and then a pictures link. And I texted that out to a handful of buyers, and I also email blasted the deal out to a bunch of cash buyers in California. And I started getting feedback from a bunch of different buyers. I started getting offers. I sent out the deal asking $520,000 for the property. So I got it for $460,000. I was asking $520,000, and all my offers were lower than $520,000, and that was okay. But the highest offer I got was $505,000. So I got that $505,000 offer, and I knew I was going to make $45,000 at that price. But it's always recommended to try to push the cash buyer higher. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to get the cash buyer to pay me more money for the property. I tried to raise the purchase price that he was going to pay to $515,000, give him a $5,000 discount from my asking price, but he would not budge. This cash buyer would not budge at all. So that being said, I waited a few days, tried to get some more offers, and I wasn't really getting anything. So I decided to take that $505,000 offer, and I got him to sign the assignment contract, and boom, we had a deal lined up, right? So I had the buyer deposit $10,000 earnest money because, you know, this is a more expensive property, $500,000. So I wanted to get more than $5,000 earnest money. So I had the buyer deposit $10,000 earnest money to title. And after a day, they deposited that $10,000 earnest money to title, and I knew I had a buyer locked in, and I knew I was going to get this deal done because I knew that buyer wasn't going to back out because they would lose that $10,000, and I knew they didn't want to do that. So I felt confident that I had this deal lined up to close. So now we went through the transaction process and something crazy popped up. So in California, like I said, it's really competitive. Also, there's a lot of snakes out there, a lot of people that will try to snake a deal from you, circumvent the transaction, and steal the deal from you. And that's why you want to avoid kind of email blasting out the deal to cash buyers to tons of people in California, because there are those shady people that will come in and try to steal the deal. So like I mentioned, this guy was an older man, and so he was confused. You know, he didn't know exactly who he was talking to because he couldn't really remember. And so another company called him, and he thought it was us. And they had him sign and notarize a grant deed and then send that to them. And then he had an escrow running and got him to sign a purchase contract as well as a grant deed. And they were trying to circumvent our transaction and steal the deal. Thank God I found out about this because one of my buddies said that somebody else was trying to sell the deal. I was like, what the heck? So I found out about this. I contacted the title company that had that escrow open, and I contacted the buyer, and I'm like, you need to stop. I'm putting you on notice that you need to stop. If you proceed, I will sue you. And, you know, I told them my position that, you know, if they want to do this, they are going to have a lawsuit on their hands. I also filed an affidavit, a memorandum on the property to Cloud Title. So that way I had control of the title, that they couldn't convey the property with clear title. So that way they couldn't even close their transaction. So I did that to protect the deal as well. And, you know, and then I just tried to get the deal closed as quick as possible. And, you know, I didn't really get any pushback from that company, thank God. There wasn't any fighting involved. I didn't have to sue them. I didn't have to have an attorney contact them. I just, you know, threatened that I was going to do that and to step back and leave it alone. And that's what they did. And I got the deal closed and made $45,000. But as you can see, you know, every deal is different and crazy stuff pops up all the time. But that's why it's so good, you know, watching these videos and watching all the other videos on my channel about these deal breakdowns, because I can help you so much with learning about these different situations I've gone through, so that way you're better prepared to deal with them yourself. And so that's why I hope these videos are so helpful for you. So that was an amazing $45,000 deal, and there's one more thing I want to go over with you guys, and that's what tools did I use to get this deal under contract and do this deal. What tools did I use to do this deal, right? So one tool that I used to do this deal was the callgenius.com. Those are the cold callers that I used to conduct the marketing. There's a link down below in the description. Another tool that I used to get this deal was I needed data, and I used data from Cole Realty Resource to get this deal. A link in the descriptions for that as well. I needed a list from Cole Realty Resource for my cold callers to call. The next thing that I used was PropStream. I needed a service that would help me comp and calculate the ARV, right? I needed a platform that would show me comparative sales in the area, so that way I knew what the property was worth. And I used PropStream to run those comparables. There's a link down below for a 7-day free trial of PropStream. And then I needed a tool to help me calculate my exact offer to make the seller, to help me calculate my maximum offer that I could make. And I used my offer calculator to do that. I built this amazing offer calculator that does all the calculations for you and tells you exactly what to offer this seller, so that way you have a deal. That offer calculator is available at jacobblank.com/shop. There's a link down below in the description for that. Those are the tools that I used to do this deal, and I hope those help you out. Those are the real tools that I used to get this deal. So I hope those tools help you out. Another awesome thing is I used my buyers that I've built over the years to sell this deal. And if you want to use my cash buyers as well to sell your deal, you can partner up with us for us to help you sell your deal. Me and my team will personally help you sell your deals. All you have to do is submit your deals at jacobblank.com/dispo, and we will help you sell your deals. There's a link in the description for that as well. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for these videos every single week, and I hope you enjoy them. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.